Hello. Hey, hi, hi. Hey, yo. Hey, hi, hi. Welcome back to my channel. So, I've done a few videos on like fitness related stuff. I've done a few videos that are more like vlog-ish type, and I've done some that are more like nutrition based. But what I haven't done yet is a video that's geared more towards the spiritual and mental portion of personal growth and self-development and all that stuff. So I wanted to take this time to make that kind of video that's focused on the internal portion of growth. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about today's topic because this is the kind of stuff that I'm most passionate about. This is the work that I love doing the most. The internal work, I think, is what a lot of people skip. And that is why we have a lot of patterns repeating in our life that people don't notice. And they act in certain ways that they wish they could change, but they think, like, oh no, this is just who I am and this is how I am. And they don't realize that every emotion and action is a choice and it can be altered to be a version of yourself that you're more aligned with and that you feel more comfortable in. So, this kind of work just makes me really happy. And this is the kind of conversation that I enjoy having most. So I'm just excited to share with you guys this part of my life. See the most precious weenie girl I've ever seen in my life. Did you guys know that dogs yawn whenever they're annoyed? She yawns all the time. I just constantly annoy her. But how can you not when she's this cute? She's just gonna lay there and sunbathe. You see our beautiful tower garden? It's lots of basil and kale and arugula and cilantro and parsley. It's being watered right now, so if you hear water running, that's why. So the main reason I wanted to make this video is because I've had a few instances in the last week where I've been triggered by some situations. So I wanted to be able to share some of the tools and resources that I use in order to approach the situations as my best self and in a way that feels really true to me and that I'm proud of. I don't like to act out of my ego. I really try to be very intentional in how I carry myself through an uncomfortable experience. So I'm not going to go into detail about the triggering situations. My entire nervous system was just really dysregulated, and I needed to use my tools and my resources to kind of bring me back to my regulated level. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, when your nervous system is dysregulated, oftentimes you're going to feel a lot of anxiety. You're going to feel a lot of stress. You're going to be in like a fight or flight mode. You're not going to be thinking intentionally, and you're going to act out of your ego rather than out of your higher self. You're going to not be your best self, and you're not going to approach situations as your best self. Once you hit this dysregulated feeling, it's very important to use these tools that you have available to you to bring yourself back to your regulated level. Mosquito, go away. I find it's really important for me to do this because I like to act out of intention and be aligned and come from a place of love and compassion when I'm dealing with sticky situations, especially, but just in general. That's how I like to show up in life. And when something knocks me a little bit down, which it happens to all of us, we're all human, right? We're gonna feel quote unquote negative emotions, and negative emotions are not bad. They're labeled as negative because of the way that they make you feel, but it doesn't mean that there are good and bad emotions. All emotions are neutral. They're just meant to teach us something about ourselves and about what we're going through in those moments. As long as you're analyzing why you're feeling whatever emotion you're feeling and then you work through it, that is the entire reasoning that we feel and think things. So I was feeling really triggered, right? I was feeling frustrated, and for me, I know that frustration is an emotion that occurs when I'm very out of alignment. And because of that, I knew I needed to take some steps to put me back into an aligned space where I'm feeling good, I'm feeling like myself, and I'm feeling like the me that I enjoy showing up in life as. So I'm going to share 5 tips, tools, resources that you can use whenever you're feeling some sort of uncomfortable emotion, or you're feeling like your nervous system is becoming dysregulated. You're feeling like anxiety and stress and frustration and all these things that kind of take over, and you no longer feel like you can come at a situation as your best self. That is when you will want to use these tools, right? And you can use these when you're feeling great as well. They're meant for any scenario, but especially when you're dysregulated and you're trying to come back to the version of yourself that you're happy in. Blah, blah, blah. So, the first thing that I did to kind of get over this sensation of feeling high stress, high anxiety, a lot of frustration with this triggering scenario that occurred was breathe. I know it sounds really cliche, but when you're focusing on your breathing, you become present again and you start to connect with yourself and your body and your breath. So, what I mean when I say breathing is you're taking deep breaths, very intentional breaths, and you're focusing on the out of the breath. So, a breathing technique that I like to do is 4 seconds in, hold for 4 seconds, and then 8 seconds out. Do this about 3 to 5 times just to kind of get yourself back into this okay, this situation in the long run is not important and it is not worth my energy and my stress and all these emotions. It is not worth me getting out of alignment and forgetting about my values and what's important to me and showing up as my best version. One really great thing about the breath is that it takes your focus away from whatever the situation is and brings it into your body and into yourself. And it allows you a break from your mind going probably 50 miles an hour, right? Thinking of all these crazy thoughts that you think when these triggering emotions occur. It gives you the space and the time to be present with yourself rather than whatever external circumstance is triggering you. So, the second little tool, resource, tip, whatever you want to call it, that you can do when you're feeling dysregulated is to dance. People call it rage dancing or stress dancing, whatever, just dance. Literally, it doesn't matter if you're feeling rage per se, it doesn't matter if you're feeling angry, frustrated, it doesn't matter what you're feeling. Whatever emotions you're feeling that are triggering you and dysregulating your nervous system, dance it out. I love this method because you're able to move out stale energy. You're able to physically get energy out of your body that is pent up. So there are two ways that you can go about this. You can either dance to just release this energy, or you can dance to try and put yourself in a different emotional experience. So you could put on your favorite songs and then start to just like get really excited and happy and dance like really fun, and you will start to automatically just feel better. Or you can put on songs that are like really hard and like things that you would listen to maybe in the gym, or like intense songs, and just move the energy out of your body. So, one thing that's really important when you're dancing is that you don't judge yourself. You don't need to look cool. You don't need to look cute. You're not dancing for rhythm. You're not dancing to impress anyone. You're just dancing to release energy and to bring yourself into an emotional state that you feel good in. So, I really enjoy doing kind of like a mixture of these two. So, I'll like rage dance, right? I'll like put on music that feels really like intense and heavy, and I'll just like dance around like a weirdo. And you guys know I'm not ashamed to dance like a weirdo. Like I will do it at any point, anywhere, anytime. So I'll do that first, and then I'll start to put on music that makes me really happy and that I love, like my favorite artists, my favorite songs, all that stuff. And I'll just start to dance like more freely and like fun and excited. And when you start to do those things, they bring up those emotions that you feel when you listen to those songs normally. So when your favorite song comes on, you get pretty excited about it. You start to feel like happy and you're like, yes, I love this song. And those emotions become present again when you're doing it intentionally. I think oftentimes people forget to feel emotions on purpose and to create them. A lot of us have this belief that we don't control our emotions and other people and scenarios and situations control our emotions, and it's just not true. We choose to feel everything that we feel. We choose to feel those emotions based on thoughts we're having, based on our experiences, based on all these things that happen. We're choosing to feel certain ways. And so it's important to use these tools and these resources to choose to feel a different way. So, another simple, easy method that you can use to regulate yourself again is to just go on a walk. Motion creates emotion, as Tony Robbins has said before. And when you're walking, your body is able to release some energy. If you have a lot of pent up energy from stress and anxiety and frustration and all these emotions that you may be feeling, walking is a way to easily ground yourself again and also help release some of that tension in your body. The sun feels really nice. Vitamin D on my skin. Absorb it. Another method that you can use that is easily accessible and can be done almost anywhere is journaling. If you don't have a journal and a pen, you can even use your notes and your phone, which I'm sure all of you guys have, so there's no excuse to not do this. Journaling is really beneficial in a lot of different ways, and it doesn't really matter what method of journaling you feel more aligned with and you enjoy most. You can do whatever feels better for you. Some people prefer prompts, some people prefer bullet journaling. I prefer brain dumps. So I normally just get my journal and literally write everything that I'm thinking as fast as I can. And I just get it all out because journaling is a way to release it mentally, right? So we talked about the ways to release the energy from your body with movement and dancing and walking and all that stuff. Journaling is a way to release the stress and the energy from your brain. You're getting it all out and onto a paper or a note in your phone, and you're no longer holding it in your mind. You're no longer taking up space in your head for those thoughts. So, journaling is a really good way to just get it all out mentally and allow yourself to free up your headspace. It's also really beneficial because you can kind of work through whatever you're feeling and thinking on the paper or on your notes in your phone, right? So you can write it all out and then you're able to see it. You're able to see your thoughts and you can work through them a lot easier than you can when you're keeping everything in your head. So, my last and final tip, resource, tool, whatever you want to call it, can also maybe potentially, I mean, I can do it anywhere. I'm sure you guys can find the means to do it anywhere, but it's meditating. I think meditating has been misunderstood by some people. I want to give you my interpretation of meditation. It is not you reaching this point of like enlightenment or feeling like you're in another dimension. It is just you sitting with yourself. It doesn't mean that you don't have thoughts. It doesn't mean that you don't have emotions. It just means that you sit there and you allow everything to occur and you observe it. You don't focus on it. You don't entertain it. You just allow it to happen. Meditation is really just allowing yourself to be present with yourself fully. I like to do guided meditations, especially in moments like this where I'm having a hard time reeling in my thoughts and my emotions. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's a lot easier for me to be guided through a meditation rather than trying to do it myself. So that may be something that's helpful for you guys as well. I'm getting sweaty in this. It's getting real hot. I shouldn't have worn black and long sleeves. What was I thinking? So, all of these tools and methods are really going to help ground you again. They're going to help realign you and center you and bring you back to the present moment. It's going to put you in the now. It's going to help you come back to what's important to you and to stop putting so much energy and effort and emotion into an external circumstance that is not benefiting you. These are the most accessible and easiest ways, I guess, that I personally regulate my nervous system. There are a lot of other resources that you can use, and if you guys want, I can do another video talking about those other ones. They're just not as well known and easily accessible for people. So things like EFT, which is emotional freedom tapping, you could do hypnosis, you can do breath work, which kind of takes like, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour, and you have to have like a certain space to do it in, and there are plenty more. It's just a matter of the ones that I chose to share today are, for me, most accessible, can be easily done almost anywhere and at any time, and they don't take too much time to do. If you guys try any of these, please let me know, leave a comment. I would love to know how they work for you and if you see benefits and if they do help regulate your nervous system, because they help immensely with mine. I'd also really love to know what type of tools and resources that you guys use when you are going through some sort of triggering situation. But yeah, I'm really excited about this video, and I hope that it helps you guys in some way and that you're able to take the tools that I provided and apply them to your own life and apply them to a situation that maybe you're dealing with and see how it changes your perspective and your approach to things. Share with me your results if you use it. Share with me how you're feeling. I'm always here to talk about this kind of stuff. These are my favorite topics to discuss. So if you have questions, if you want to know more details about a certain resource that I've mentioned, just leave a comment. message me on Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram here. Yeah, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed making it. Thanks again for coming to my channel, and I'll see you guys soon.